This is Aztec 101 in the ring, and I want to give a big shout out to Divinesense. Thank you very much for watching my reply video. Thank you very much for understanding everything that I was saying. You really got down to the core of my point, and I really enjoyed your response video. There are many things I agree with you. Many facts that you had actually brought up that very solid points. Um, and this is a really good discussion. Um, in the end, though, I think that these kind of forums, hopefully it opens up and we're able to isolate the problem. Because in my opinion, I still disagree with you on where this problem stems from. And if I understood your video correctly, I think your problem with the casual fan is the lack of appreciation of the technical fighter coming from the casual fan. In my opinion, I think you're probably right. There might be some truth to that. Absolutely. It does take a little bit of knowledge of the sport and knowledge of how things are scored and then obviously if you ever get to join a gym and you get to train, then you start learning really what all goes into and what the point of boxing is as a sport. And um and you end up enjoying watching technical fighters really land their punches at will and evade danger the way fighters like um, Bernard Hopkins and Floyd Mayweather, the way they're very technical. They are very technical, and I understand that there's a lack of appreciation for them, and there's a lot of fans that like the Gladiator. They like blood and gore. They want to see the knockout. The heavy puncher is usually favored, and I understand that. I 100% understand it. Personally, I love to see the knockout artist, win with a knockout. I love that. Who doesn't? Um, but in the end, I feel that the only disagreement that I still have with you is I don't think that the casual fan is a problem. I don't think that the casual fan is holding back these fights. I feel that it's the American fan and the lack of support for the American fighter. I mean, this is why so many people complain. Why is it that Floyd Mayweather only fights Mexican fighters? Why? And that's combination of things. Obviously, they're holding the belt at the time, uh, but they obviously they get put in that position for a reason, and it's because there's more fans to support the Mexican boxer than there are to support the American boxer. Because the American fan overwhelmingly supports Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather being number one pound for pound boxer in the world, every other American boxer comes second to the American fan. And this is what I feel is a problem. This is what I feel has been affecting the sport. And it's something that's eating the sport from the inside. Is it Floyd Mayweather's fault? Absolutely not. No, it's not his fault that he's able to do what he can do and that he's getting the credit obviously that he deserves. So I don't blame Floyd Mayweather one bit. I blame the American fan from if we want to include the casual fan and the hardcore fan. But mostly I blame the hardcore fan, and that's because the casual fan does not know better. But the hardcore fan does. The hardcore fan should be well educated. The hardcore fan should know better. And overwhelmingly what I'm seeing nowadays is the hardcore fan getting themselves into debates about pound for pound lists and who's the greatest of all time. But guess what name ends up dominating the conversation. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather overwhelmingly gets more attention than any other American boxer from the American fan. He gets more attention. You know, and the lack of support from the American fan is, you know, it shows. There's signs of it. You know, this is why you have people like Oscar De La Hoya and you know, even from Alfonso Gomez to let's say Victor Ortiz, fighters that grew up in America, born in America. They're as American as Bernard Hopkins, but they don't get the support from America. So they need to wear the other flag. Hopefully, the Mexican Americans and Mexicans can support you, because you're not going to get the support from the American fans. And some fighters like Timothy Bradley, you know, Andre Ward, they don't have another flag to wear. And they're doing what they can. They're doing what they can, but the American fan is just too distracted. The hardcore fan is too busy trying to reiterate something that everybody already knows, that Floyd Mayweather is the best. And anybody else, you know, it's high expectations for anybody else coming up. So I don't think it's the lack of appreciation for a technical fighter. I don't think it's a casual fan solely. It's not just their fault, even though you did bring up a good point, that, you know, they don't appreciate the technical boxer as much as someone that is well informed on boxing as a sport. So I get it. I understand what you're saying, but my only rebuttal is it's the American fan. It's the American fan. The American fan is right now in a critical situation. And I think that it's up to the American hardcore fans to step up and try to change the conversation. Let's stop talking about pound for pound lists. Let's stop discussing this. Because in the end, the only name that we're really defending or we're really being critical against is Floyd Mayweather, and he takes over our conversation, takes over the day, takes over the videos we watch, takes over the channels and the videos they make, and it gets to the point where you know, do we talk about Devin Alexander? Do we talk about do we like him? I mean, like I said, there's high expectations. If you can't if you can't put up an undefeated record, the chances of you being supported drop significantly, because, you know, the expectations are different now, because the best fighter in the world is undefeated and is American. So the American fan is really in a you know, is right now in a really big I want to say problem. I don't want to say the American fan is in a sinking ship, but I want to say the boxing is eating itself from within when it comes down to the American fan base. The best thing that can happen to boxing would be Floyd Mayweather retiring, and then maybe, just maybe, we can stop talking about Floyd Mayweather being pound for pound. We can put that in the back end, and we can start supporting current fighters and making sure that they have good records, so that way later they can be in the top for pound list. But in the end, this pound for pound thing, I think, is hurting the matchups. It hurts everything because instead of talking about potential fights and giving the opportunity for unproven fighters to prove themselves, we put ourselves in a situation where the whole point of this conversation is to elevate one fighter uh, while undermining the achievements of the rest to make a point. And that structure, that argument doesn't help boxing. So this goes much deeper than just the casual fan. It's a problem with the American fan. It's a problem with hardcore fans. Um, we're distracted. We're so caught up in Floyd Mayweather and him being number one that we don't have room for number two, number three, number four, and number five. You know, and by that I mean American boxers. If we isolate just American boxers. So that's just my little opinion. This is my rebuttal. Thank you very much for the shout out, and I really appreciate the fact that you took notice to the topic that I wanted to bring up, um, and and hopefully more people view these videos because there are a lot of good points being brought up, and this is an interesting subject that needs to be discussed. And I think that beyond discussion, we need to take action and start supporting other fighters. Um, you know, if you could be the fan that, if you could be the fan that is well informed and has the time to go and look up other fighters, great. But most casual fans do not have that freedom, and it's up to us, hardcore fans, I guess you would say, to inform the rest of the public of new fighters that are coming up and fighters to look up for, to look out for. So this is Aztec 101. We're in the ring, and as viewers, let me know, what do you guys think? I know I brought up a lot of points. I don't know if you feel maybe I went off topic, but I'm trying to isolate the problem. Like I said again, I don't agree 100% that it's only it's the casual fan. I think that it's a combination of casual fan and hardcore fan, and the way that we support fighters in America. So this is Aztec 101 in the ring, and I am out.